Welcome back to the Minnesota Twins franchise. My name is MrHurriicane. This is episode number 28. We are in the second season of the series and the Twins are in the month of May. Recently, the team has not been able to put up many runs and they're just not keeping up the same success they had earlier. I've wanted to make some moves, but our options at AAA are a bit limited right now. But I have made one move to send Eduardo Escobar down to AAA. He has not been hitting very well, and we'll call up Niko Goodrum, who is hitting over 300 down at AAA. We saw him in last episode when we took a look at the AAA team and how they were able to perform, and we'll see if the 26-year-old Goodrum can help out our offense, although he will be a bench player to start out. Now we get some bad news here right away with Justin O'Connor suffering a torn Achilles, and that's going to end his season, and he was a young catcher we had traded for at the beginning of this year, so we're not going to see him play again for a while. The Twins dropped his first game in San Francisco by a score of 3-2. Yadier Alvarez goes 5 innings, only 2 strikeouts for him, very uncharacteristic. We lose game 1, but win game 2, so a chance to get a nice road series victory as we first get a trade request here from the Reds. They see we have a catcher get hurt. They're like, okay, we'll give you a catcher for one of your most promising outfield prospects. That's not going to happen. We're not trading Zach Granite. Nice try, though. I can't fault him for trying. So, out to the Bay Area, we have Jeff Samardzija against Stephan Gonzalvez. Pretty good numbers. Not many walks for Samardzija, just 9 and 59 innings, and a mid-3 ERA. So here is Byron Buxton, a player I've thought about giving a few days rest, just because he could probably use the time off to hopefully get things back to normal. However, in his first at-bat here, he suffers an injury. I didn't see what happened, and it was just an undisclosed injury, which you like to have some sort of idea of what happened, but he has to leave the game right away as John Jay comes in and he strikes out on a low fastball. With 2 down, here is Miguel Sano striking out on the slider low. A couple punch-outs there for Samardzija, and now Stephan Gonzalvez on the mound with a 3.06 ERA. He's been our best pitcher this season, and the ex-Twin starts things with a base hit to right. That is the speedy Eduardo Nunez, and with him on first base, he wants to take second. Doesn't care if Gonzalvez is a lefty, he'll take second with ease. And then 2 pitches later, looking for third, and that time we get him. Castro throws him out. Here is Brandon Belt, 2 down, and he finds a curveball hanging right over the inner half and sends it out to the Bay. And that is a solo shot for San Francisco. We were pretty fortunate that Castro threw out Nunez to keep that from being a 2-run home run. Let's go into the second. This is Eddie Rosario trying to match Belt, but this goes wide of the foul pole. So Rosario's got to try again, and he'll have to settle for a base hit to right. Off the wall there pretty quickly, so it holds him to a single. Here is Jorge Polanco, 1 down, and he puts this on the ground for short. And this turns into a 6-4-3 double play. Samardzija ends off another good inning. Bottom of the second inning, and this is Melvin Upton with a runner on first base. He grounds it on to second, and the Twins can turn a double play of their own. Something we've grown quite accustomed to here in this second season. On to the 4th inning, John Jay fly ball to center, jumping on a great pitch. Way out there, but the yard will contain it, and that's a fly out. On to Joe Mauer. Look at the pitch he gets as Samardzija leaves one over the middle, and this is into the right field corner. Another single here for Minnesota. Max Kepler, the batter, then he fouls off a cutter on the inside and tries to battle here with Samardzija. Does a pretty good job, but ultimately swings and misses on a fastball well outside the zone. Very slow start for the offenses, but as we jump through a couple innings faster here, we see the Twins do tie the game on a Eddie Rosario solo home run. Let's go bottom 5. Both pitchers doing a phenomenal job. Gonzalvez finds the zone here on that high 80s fastball, and then comes back with that circle change, which has been so good at racking up these strikeouts. There is a look at the info there. 79 miles per hour, 6 inches of break. Then 2 down, and there is a hard hit liner to right, tracked down by Max Kepler. 1-1 through 5. Into the 6th, here's John Jay, and Samardzija was giving him plenty of pitches to hit, and this will bloop in center field. Just the Twins' 4th hit of the game, bringing up Joe Mauer, who grounds it onto short. Crawford to second. They turn to yet again and keep this a very low-scoring game. Bottom 6, Gonzalvez. Pitch count's doing well, but that knuckle curve could use some work. So why not use it a bit more against Samardzija? And there we go. A couple in a row, he gets the strikeouts. 2 down, and this is Joe Panik deep to right center. Chased down by Kepler. It hits off the wall. It ends up being a double for Panik, bringing up Brandon Belt. And the Twins just walk him. He already homered earlier. So they get to Brandon Crawford, who grounds it to Mauer, and they record the out on just 1 pitch. 6 solid innings for both starting pitchers, but the Twins bring in Jake Reed as we go into the 7th. The rookie is off to a strong start, and he's doing really well against righties. The Giants had 3 righties due up, but they begin the inning here with a base hit. Then against the next batter, there's a fastball on the inside. Reed gets ahead. There's a slider for strike 3. Chris Young strikes out, which brings up Melvin Upton. Here's that slider from Jake Reed right on the outside corner. Not much you can do with that. 2-2, grounded to third, and they will go around the diamond again to get the double play. Just 1 apiece through 7 innings as we move on to the 8th. Yunel Escobar gets hit here on the shoulder, so he gets a free pass, which brings up Kenny Vargas as he's going to pinch hit. Vargas has had a pretty successful start to the year, but can't do much with this opportunity, and we have yet another double play. We go on to the 8th inning. This is Denard Span pinch hitting. The ex-Twin comes through with a base hit to left. So Span leads off, they pinch run Ben Revere, and then it's Eduardo Nunez. All 3 of those players are ex-Twins. 1-1 to Nunez, driven to right, but caught by Max Kepler. 2 down for San Francisco. Joe Panik had that big double earlier. Now 2-1, looks at a slider low to even the count. And the payoff pitch is a fastball up in the zone, and Panik goes down looking. So we go into the 9th, and it's time for Nico Goodrum to make his Major League debut. Coming off the bench in the 9th, jumps on the first pitch, but skies it into foul territory, and the catch is made by Belt. So 1 down, John Jay. Another good pitch to hit, and this is a lazy fly into shallow center field. He had so many great pitches, but didn't do a lot with them. So it's up to Joe Mauer now with 2 down, and he goes down very quickly. There's a strikeout. So we're going to the 9th inning, trying to force extras. Here's Buddy Boshears in the game, and Boshears nails that outside corner with the curveball, and he'll do the same thing on the next pitch to get the strikeout. That's phenomenal control from Boshears. But then a base hit by San Francisco, and they're able to get the winning run aboard. That brings up Brandon Drury, who will ground it to Mauer, and that is another double play for Minnesota. Double plays all over this game. Into extra innings we go. This is Miguel Sano. He misses the fastball there, 2-2. Slider inside, and he misses that as well. Sano in a cold streak at the moment. Max Kepler 3-1, gets a pitch to hit and does absolutely nothing with it. A lot of these players could use a few days off, I feel. Here's the bottom of the 10th inning. Giants trying to win it. They got a double in the gap. A lot of space in right center. It's finally tracked down by John Jay. But now a base hit could win the game for San Francisco. There's a sinker on the outside corner. Boshears nailing that corner, getting the swing and miss. And a sinker again low gets the big strikeout. Just needs 1 more out to force another inning. And the ground ball to Sano will ensure 10 innings will not be enough. Twins couldn't score in the top, so bottom 11, Trevor May. Change up on the outside corner, trying to force a 12th inning. And the 12-6 curveball will do just that. On to the 12th we go. Joe Mauer up here with 2 down, and there's a base hit through the middle. The Twins not quite done here. trying to get a late rally going. Here's Sano. Oh, a changeup over the middle. He was a bit early on it. And then a changeup low, and he swings and misses, another strikeout. The Twins call on Tyler Duffy in the 12th. Here's an awkward swing to second base. Escobar to first. Pulls Mauer off the bag. An error charge to Escobar, and that gives the Giants another opportunity. But what do? How about roll up into another double play? I lost count of how many there were. There were at least like 7. 13 innings now. Max Kepler trying to grind out this at-bat. And this ends up going 10 pitches as he walks on to first base. Good at-bat there, especially here deep in the game. Now Rosario gets a hold of one deep out to right, to the wall, and caught. Right near the wall. That could have been extra bases potentially. So 0-2, and the Twins can't get anything. Yunel Escobar strikes out. Bottom 13, runner on first, and with 2 down, caught stealing. 13 innings are not enough. Thrown out by Brian Pena. On to the 14th. Will this game ever end? John Jay to first. Every at-bat, he got something great to hit. Ended up with just 1 blooper on the day. So bottom 14, here's Eduardo Nunez. Fouling off some pitches, 1 and 2, and gets a jam shot through the middle, past Escobar, and Jay has to race in, allowing the speedy Nunez to turn that into a double. In a game where no one could get any offense going, this is what gives the Giants their best opportunity. So they sacrifice bunt, and they do get Nunez to third, but not only that, they reach first base. So we walk them loaded. Need a double play here. Gotta get the out at home. The Giants send the runners. Crawford lays down a bunt, and they get the squeeze. The Giants win it. Walk-off squeeze here with nobody out. And the first pitch of the at-bat, they call an aggressive squeeze. And the Twins end up losing the game in 14 innings. That was a tough way for the game to end. And it all began with a hit that, was just super unlucky. So we drop the game to the Giants and suffer another injury, this time to Mitch Garver. That is 2 catchers who have gotten hurt for us. We have to sign 2 off the street, so we have some depth there. We lose the series to San Francisco, but then get swept by Cleveland. The month of May was not good to us. And then another piece of bad news. Willie Ordonez, our breakout AA hitter, suffers a knee injury. He's going to miss 2 to 3 months. A lot of injuries in this episode. Now, we win the first 2 against Baltimore, going into the 3rd game looking for a sweep. We just got out on the wrong foot here, and Hector Santiago gives up 3 first-inning runs, and the Twins never recover to lose the game 8-2. So we finish the month of May 10-18. That erases an 18-10 start to the season. We then have another series against Cleveland. We split the first 2 and have 1 more game before the MLB draft. We are still one of the worst hitting teams in the league, and our pitching numbers are starting to regress to league average levels. We're just trying to get a series victory here against Carlos Carrasco. This is Byron Buxton. He did not miss much time at all, and he can't get this through the infield, so a 1-pitch ground out for Byron. That brings up Brandon Phillips, whose numbers are now trending upward. We let other players start at second base for a while. There was Eduardo Escobar and Yunel Escobar, and now Phillips is starting to hit the ball pretty well. 236 is not great, but it's a lot better than what we've seen from this team, and he opens his day here with a nice double to right center. 1 on, 1 down, Miguel Sano up the middle, can't get it through. That's an out, as Phillips moves up 90 feet. Can Kepler bring him home? Max follows off a fastball up, he falls behind, and swings through a slider on the inside, strike 3. On the mound in this game, we had Fernando Romero, whose numbers are not as good as they were at the beginning of the season. He has a 4.28 ERA and opens his game by allowing a couple hits. However, 2 down here, a chance to keep him scoreless. Carlos Santana looks at a high fastball. He goes back to it though, and Santana looks at it for strike 3. We're going to go all the way into the 4th now. Offense is very quiet to start. Here's Sano getting a hold of one. A towering fly ball to deep center field. and the catch is made. Romero began this game strong as well. 0-2 here in the 4th inning. How about a strikeout on Francisco Lindor? High fastball got him. Then 0-2 to Encarnacion. There's the slider. He swings and misses. To the 5th we go. Jorge Polanco turns on a pitch into the right center gap. And there is a Twins base hit. That brings up Jason Castro. He hasn't done a whole lot for us lately. Draws the count even. And takes a pitch in the dirt, so we're full here with 2 down. And pulled to second. That will end the 5th inning. Another pitcher's duel here in Cleveland, as the Twins had 3 hits and the Indians had only 2. Bottom 5. 2 down, fastball on the corner. Romero touching 97 on that. Strikeout again. Into the 6th inning. A sharp ground ball by Phillips, but stopped at first. And the play is made by Carlos Santana. That brings up Miguel Sano, 2 down, and a weak chopper for the catcher, and the play is made by Soto. Romero trying to keep Cleveland scoreless, 2-2. Naquin down swinging, a circle change. That is his 7th on the day, but the Indians will not let it be a 1-2-3 inning single through the left side. Here's Lindor, the 3-hitter. Grounded to Mauer, and he'll make the play to second base. Scoreless through 6, both pitchers putting up phenomenal performances. To the 7th now, Carrasco still in the game, pitch count no problem. Lifted to left though, this is Rosario. Deep out to the wall and caught. Right on the edge of the grass. Here's Daniel Palka trying to make something happen, but he gets on top of one and grounds it to second base. Kipnis to first. Twins get nothing through 7 innings. Romero also going for his 7th as Encarnacion pops it up. And Romero was just dominant even against the Indians' best hitters. Here's Carlos Santana. Whoa, ugly swing there, but gets a piece of the slider. But this fastball is untouchable. Strikeout number 8 for Fernando Romero. Giovanni Soto now, 1-2. And a filthy slider on the outside corner, strikeout number 9. Neither starting pitcher leaving the game. Carrasco striking out Joe Mauer on the curveball. Here's Jorge Polanco again, 1 down, and he'll rip this into right field, his 2nd hit of the ball game. And that would be the last batter they'd have Carlos Carrasco face. So Boone Logan comes in, 9 appearances on the year, 3.68 ERA. He's done well against lefties, but that won't stop Jason Castro from singling past short. And the Twins have 2 on, as this errant throw won't cost Cleveland at all. Byron Buxton now a phenomenal opportunity. Hit to center, easy catch, 2 down for Cleveland. That brings up Brandon Phillips, 1 for 3 on the day. He's hit the ball hard. 2 down, and late on a fastball left up. 0-1 to Phillips. Turns on a slider. That's going deep to left. Twins on the board. It's a 3-run homer. Brandon Phillips. That's not who I expected would bring some excitement to this offense, but he did a really good job in this game, and he is now trending in the right direction. This was a slider right in the middle of the strike zone, and Phillips gets all of it. A pitcher's duel now interrupted by a 3-run blast. And here's Miguel Sano to follow it up with a base hit down the line. Can the Twins keep it moving? Well, Max Kepler can't take advantage of that pitch. Logan gave us a lot of hittable stuff. 3-0 now as we go bottom 8. In comes the young right-hander Jake Reed. Already his 23rd performance. We really trust him, but he opens the game by allowing a double down the line. Cleveland and Minnesota just matched one another throughout the entire game, so they're trying to do the same. Reed here, 0-2. Fastball and then a slider to get Jose Ramirez. Reed racking up the strikeouts in his rookie season, but then allows another base hit into left. Cleveland gets 2 on, and the tying run at the plate. It's Jose Ramirez. Nice slider on the outside corner, and a circle change waved at strike 3. Just needs one more. Grounded to second, Kipnis to Phillips. And the inning is over, 3-0. So we go bottom 9. Twins trying to slam the door and get this series victory on the road. Glenn Perkins, soft chopper, played by Castro, easy. 2 down for Minnesota, just need 1 more. Santana on to Sano. He throws it on to first. Shutout victory for Minnesota. 3-0 is your final. It was a really good pitcher's duel, but we finally get the best of Cleveland at the end on that Brandon Phillips 3-run home run. Perhaps he is a player we can begin to count on more for this offense. I had moved him down in the order previously, let him bat 2 in this game, and it definitely paid off. And for Fernando Romero, 7 innings, 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, no walks. That's a phenomenal performance. With that win, we get back to 500, 28-28. We get some farm updates now. Quentin Berry is hitting really well. I think it's time he gets his chance up here with some of our outfielders struggling. He's going to play in our next episode where we have some games. So the Twins are now 3rd place in the American League Central. The Tigers are out in front currently, 32-25. The division is a lot tighter than it was a season ago. The numbers are also beginning to just rise for the entire team finally. Mauer's doing a lot better. Polanco's in the 250s, Escobar, then Phillips of course. So hopefully maybe a few games off for players like Max Kepler and Byron Buxton can help them bounce back. We'll get Quentin Berry up here and get him some at-bats as well. Currently Yadier Alvarez is in a cold streak and his ERA is the highest on the team. Hopefully that can come down. We'll take a look at a few prospects now, as the next episode is going to be our 2nd draft. The first one helped us get a lot of impressive players down at AA, and you're about to see how well that team is doing right now. I'm still not exactly sure what the first pick in the draft should be, but I'm still leaning toward Dwight Esposito, who I showed in the last episode. One of my favorite pitching prospects is actually a closer, Andres Valdez. Only throws a 2-seam, changeup, and a 12-6, but he gets a lot of strikeouts and has a lot of break on that big curveball. That might be fun. The Red Wings are 31-24. They lead their division, and the Lookouts 39-16, 10-game winning streak. They are just a juggernaut down at AA, and I can't wait for the All-Star game. I'm sure we're going to be well represented in late June. Sadly, Willie Ordonez is having his season shortened. He was hitting .355 and he was one of our draft picks last year. Carlos Rodriguez is still hitting very well, as is Lamont Wade. As far as the pitching goes down there, they're just too good. If you look back at the calendar, so many games they allowed just 1 or 2 runs. Gary Tadano is 5-2 on the season. We have Raul Fernandez doing a really good job out of the bullpen, 26 saves. Maxwell Fowler is doing what we expected him to do this year. And at AAA, we still have a few players standing out. Johnny Sandoval got called up here, and he's doing well on his first little bit of action. And we're going to see him start as Quentin Berry will be called up. And the pitchers are also doing a pretty good job down at AAA. We have some good players in the bullpen. We're starting to see a lot more injuries on this team, though, and hopefully those do not continue to add up. We had a lot of players suffer major injuries today. In the next episode, we will have the 2nd MLB draft of the series, and we will see if the Twins can add more promising talent to their organization. Thank you all for watching the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the channel for much more Minnesota Twins franchise on the way. Let me know your favorite draft prospects in the comments section, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.